Coming up next, you'll learn about shoulder dystocia.
Welcome to the YouTube channel of Michael J. Swanson. Michael is the author of How David Beats Goliath and is the CEO of Advocate Capital. And now, here's Michael.
Dr. Edmond, thank you for joining us again today. We sure appreciate you taking your time to share with us a case that you had called involving a condition I think called shoulder dystocia. Could you explain what that is?
Sure. I mean, every pregnancy happens every second, every day. Deliveries happen every second, every day. Remember, I'm talking to the audience right now. Remember when you were growing up, there was this kid who was there and they had an arm that just didn't grow right. It was shorter than the other one and the like. Well, 100% of the time, that's probably due to what's called shoulder dystocia. Every now and then, when the baby is descending through the vaginal canal at delivery, the shoulder gets stuck on the top of the pelvis, right above the pubic bone, and the shoulder gets stuck and the baby just stops going down. Well, what happens in a shoulder dystocia case is that the doctors grab the head of the baby and pull and tug, and they pull and tug so hard that it rips the nerves that basically combine the neck to the shoulder, and those nerves rip. And then once the baby is delivered, those nerves are severed and the arm does not develop as a result of the lack of innervation. That's called the shoulder dystocia.
Wow, that sounds horrible. So there was a case you had that involved that?
Yes. First of all, this was down in a little town called Beaufort, South Carolina. And in Beaufort, South Carolina, they hadn't had a plaintiff's medical malpractice verdict in like 20 years. I mean, they just told us, don't even try to bring this case. Well, we had the case, we worked the case well, we did the depositions, we had everything on our side, we had the experts. And I was thinking, coming from Atlanta, that these people would see the writing on the wall and they would just settle the case. That didn't happen. They forced us to try this case. It was a week-long trial. And we just put up our experts, and we basically looked at the records, and we got the testimony of the fact witnesses who were there, the nurses who saw what the doctor did in terms of yanking and pulling on the head. And we won a really, really beautiful verdict. I believe it was $1.5 million. And we asked for like $5 million, and the jury was going to give us $4 million, but there was one juror on that panel, and it was a female juror, and she said that, I don't care. She snuck on the jury. She told the rest of the jurors, I don't care what the doctors did wrong. I just can't find in favor of plaintiffs. She should have excluded herself from the beginning. But the compromise for them to get out of deliberations was that they beat down the amount of money. They were going to give us $4 million. They beat it down to $1.5 million. Wow. But that being said, this young lady, she got some money. She was able to get rehab. She got everything she needed in order to maximize and try to strengthen through physical therapy the use of her arm. One of the co-counsel in that case, and they sent me a photo of this young lady. She's 18 years old right now. She is just getting ready to graduate from high school. She got accepted to a very, very prestigious college. And she's beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful. And her arm doesn't work. It doesn't, but it still looks good on her. Okay. But she's doing fine. And this is why we do what we do. Exactly. I really got a good sense of joy and accomplishment by seeing that photo. And like I said before, it was only $1.5 million. I wish it would have been more, but the $800,000 or so that we put in her parents' pocket so that she can get the optimal physical therapy and treatment that she needed, it helped her, and it changed their lives. And so I'm so happy that we're able to basically intercede on their behalf.
Thanks for watching. Send your questions or comments to Michael at mike@howdavidbeatsgoliath.com.